What could Belladonna be doing here anyway? Is she after the Mana Stones too?
I do not know what Belladonna is planning, but she will answer for what she did to my father.
Get a save down.
On it!
And welcome to the Caldera. Come to think of it, I'm actually really surprised that these fire drakes don't explode. I might be misremembering the specific enemy or something, but I remember something that looked vaguely like this in other Mana games that would just spontaneously explode me when it got too low on health. Mimics too, actually. I definitely remember Mimics exploding at 0 health when they got to a certain point.
The area is clear of threats. We have earned a rest.
Dangerous!
And charge. Good. Ducky.
No!
Hey, watch it!
This is my fight.
Ha.
Not like this!
I'm on the
So that backflip is really annoying. Can you stop that? And just in case.
Too bad!
Poor Kevin's getting shredded out here. Check out this. Ducky. Nope. Wait for that.
No!
That's enough explodation out of you.
One down!
Bonk, bonk. Good.
Training's really helping.
Don't ask how that chocolate is able to retain its shape in this environment of all places.
In no time.
I have no idea. Because this is a path. Act. It's fine.
I will not fall!
We can take this enemy in no time.
Prepared?
And you need to get shredded fast.
This ought to help.
Nope.
One down!
Good.
With this strength, I can make a difference.
Don't worry, I've got this.
Power!
This ought to help.
Claw. Ow.
Power here. Weekend.
They're good.
One down! No!
It's so hot. Will we even make it? Can we weave instead, Fairy?
I will not fall!
Excellent.
No!
I don't remember if there's a boss up ahead. There might be. Hopefully I should be fine.
no further. Unless you want me to throw her into the flames.
Oh, good detail.
There are more of you? Oh, this is not over yet!
So, little trivia on this scene. If Hawkeye is in the party, then it's actually Niccolo that throws the dart instead.
She looks hurt. Is she okay?
She's unconscious, but we can't leave her in this weakened state for long. Belladonna cursed her. Something managed to break the curse, but Jessica's been wearing the choker of death for so long. Her body and soul are both at their limits. She needs rest. Hang in there, Jessica.
In this case, it's not exactly the voice actor's problem so much as the voice direction.
Hawkeye?
And unfortunately, Square
I'll
Enix
take
just
her
has
back to the
bad
Oasis
voice
of
direction.
Dean.
Period.
You need to follow Belladonna. She's trying to release the energy of that Mana Stone. Good luck.
Like, on record, the voice actors themselves here are decent voice actors. Like, for example, Kevin's voice actor is the same voice actor that does... I'm trying to remember his name from Genshin. Razor. And his performance is fairly decent, all things considered.
Behold! This is the pure energy the Mana Stones hold within.
Agreed on that
I
one, though.
lifted the girl's curse, so I
Like,
might
seriously.
sacrifice her life to break the Mana Stone
It's
seal
not
and bring us
cute,
closer
it's
to the
annoying.
sanctuary.
Part of it is
But
mostly a
you
holdover with
foiled that
Japan,
plan.
because more often than
Luckily, I
not,
used
it's
souls of
Japanese
Finn
games
in
that
place of
end up
hers.
doing that type of trope,
Thank you for defeating
and
him
it's
and providing me an
mostly a
alternative.
translation quirk.
We are
'cause
one step
in-
closer to the sanctuary.
In Japan,
All hail
specific
His Dark Majesty!
the specific tones and specifically referring to yourself in the third person is considered cutesy over there and is fairly acceptable. Just over
no.
here, that ends up translating
released the
into
energy from the
ooh
stone.
or some other type
And
of
we
gimmick,
know
and
that
that
Belladonna's trying to
usually
open
ends
the
up
portal,
flailing and failing.
just like the Altanans. Everyone is after the sword. Things could hardly be worse. If the sword of mana falls into evil hands, Mana Tree will die. Mana power will disappear. Then the Benevolence will be released. We cannot let that happen. We have to find the elementals and open the portal before the enemy does. We need that sword.
Okay, no boss. Good. Then destroy the sword. There's a
I hear
problem
ya.
with that.
That lady, royal beast of the Firestone. Take me with you. Then we can all make her pay. She's gonna get it.
Salamando is terrible.
Glad to see you fired up.
The voice direction is just terrible.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
I refuse to excuse that. Yeah, like, unfortunately, it's a fairly big ask to actually destroy the
And
sword.
water elementals. Where do we search now?
Dustmoon Forest is southeast of Valsena.
And the
Try
reasoning
there.
on that
Many
is
beasts
actually
live in the
within
forest.
another Mana game. Like, I forget which Mana game it is exactly, but one of them rationalizes the sword as being this thing that is supposed to stabilize the Mana universe. It's a further extension of the Goddess of Mana's power. And at that, it's also one of the few things that can actually help fight against a specific entity that we'll be seeing a lot later. Because, if I remember correctly, in one of the Mana games, I think the sword actually does get destroyed, but it can be reformed fairly easily. And at that, the Sword of Mana has also been able to have been corrupted. If a person has enough nefarious intentions and the power to back it up, then it is possible for them to overwrite the power of the Goddess of Mana on it. And it happens not just... It has happened, actually, in another Mana game. This one, too, even. Little plot spoiler there. At the end of the day, the sword is a tool, and it's not necessarily the tool that's the problem. It's the people who use it. Can't they do the Excalibur thing where only certain people can draw it? That's the problem. That's already in place. Because the Sword of Mana can only be wielded by... Well, normally, it can only be wielded by a person with pure intentions. Or, in the case of this game and its prequel, which is Heroes of Mana, a person blessed by fairy. The problem is, again, if a person has enough malevolent power, then they can just overwrite, because then all they need to do is wait for the sword to be awakened, and then they can forcibly overwrite that code. Or suppress it, even. Because, like, I am writing something involving a weapon that is very picky about who wields it. But given the circumstances, it ends up being down to the people who end up wielding it in the first place to actually make sure its power isn't abused. Actually, come to think of it, I tend to do that trope a lot in the things that I write. A character gets something really stupid powerful, but they will refuse to use it specifically for one reason or another, or if they're forced into using it, then they'll be very judicious and careful. Because they don't want it to be abused. I do play around with that, though. Like, in terms of what I do with the Reliquary as an example,
Can you take us to Duskmoon Forest?
what I'm planning on doing for the stories with that is one person will use it a lot, one person will be sparing, and one person refuses to use it. And all three of them have bad consequences. Going back to the Sword of Mana for a moment, unfortunately, though someone has pure intentions, even those pure intentions can be malignant. Because, like, if I remember correctly, within Children of Mana, one of the big antagonists of that, the big antagonist of that game, is not just a descendant of the Mana clan, which immediately allows them to use the sword, but they also have a fairly decent intention. It's just, they've become blind, and they've become metaphorically blind and end up abusing that power.
Doing any harm? The townsfolk seem friendly, at least.
Not all beastmen are the same. I think I jumped to conclusions about them.
The sacred weapon.
Welcome, lots of wares to browse.
Ever a point of contention. Yeah, I think I can get the heavy flail for you. And the sprite
I
speed.
had wanted this.
Come again. Welcome, lots of wares to browse. Oh, good choice.
Use this.
Moogle smog.
Oh, Good choice.
This is useful.
Come again.
There we go. All settled equipment-wise. Now for item seeds. Chocolate. And an herb. Delicious presto veggies. I don't remember if this chest had anything useful. Money. So vaguely. But yeah, again, the big criteria with the sword is 3 exceptions are made. People blessed by fairy, those with pure intention, and those that are descendants of the Mana clan,
Where in this forest
which is
did the
already a
monster
very
Angry
thin
beast man in the
bloodline.
forest. Humans should be careful.
Unfortunately, they're also a very cursed bloodline too, because I swear, every single Mana game where someone from the Mana clan is someone descended from the Mana clan exists as a character, they either die or otherwise if they're female, then they end up sacrificing themselves at the end of the story just so they can become the next Mana goddess and keep Mana within the world.
Not like this.
Their lot is just so cursed.
One down.
Magic circles.
We have to find the moonstone.
They can have some really nice
By the way,
designs. Yeah.
Follow me.
Actually, not just Final Fantasy, but also other series as well. Actually, like, something I do want to play around with at some point is, like, a runic system. Maybe it's just a little bit of inspiration from a fairly old animated series called Modern Magic Made Simple.
Okay.
So weak.
Just the way they the way that series approached their magic system was actually really cool. Kind of like a code you can. It's kind of like code you could program. And I kind of see magic circles as similar like to that, if that makes sense. Yeah, that sounds like it could work really well. Ah, I got spirited. Enough out of you, Ghosty. Raise the circle, tell the magic what to do. Okay. That sounds pretty interesting. I could see some applications for that, like,
This is my fight.
depending on how much depth you put in, say, the border ring around the outside, then it could change some properties like area of effect, or potentially even how much mana is consumed when the spell triggers.
Did you see that? I was great.
yeah, number of targets, power. There's a lot you could do with that. Oh no. This is a boss, isn't it? I'm trying to remember. I want to say this was a fight. And unfortunately, anything moon element isn't exactly strong or weak to it much. Making a circle to make a rock spiky. Yeah, that could work. Yep. This is a boss.
Should work.
This is gonna suck. I remember the boss, too. It's this guy. You remember him. He pushed us off a waterfall.
You had no
He's
chance
showing
of
bare
defeating
nips.
me.
Oh, that was satisfying. Oh, don't bother with those pesky Altanans. I'll take care of this mess. Ludger, please do return to the palace. Yum, yum.
Yes,
What a
gourmand as
veritable
well,
feast
the
of
clown.
souls for me today.
He can get away with the weird performance.
Oh, delicious, delicious.
Because, believe it or
I'd
not,
love to
Gourmand
gobble
here
them
is
up.
actually a recurring
I
character in the mod
suppose I
series.
must send one off to the
Always
master
an antagonist.
mage.
Always hammy.
Our stores have run low after all. We need many more souls to perform the forbidden magic if we intend to open the portal to the Sanctuary of Mana. Can't let my master know that I'm taking my own share of the spoils.
I want to. I want to suplex him. Hi.
Oh, if it isn't
Okay.
the no good prince.
I hope you have a nice
Verona.
night.
Have you returned home so
Hope you get some
soon?
sleep.
Lies! You lied! Said I could bring Carl back.
Again,
to life.
dude, it's fine. We're pretty much coming up to the end of this anyway.
You
If
are
this is
the
a boss
one
fight,
who
I'll
fell
do
for the
one attempt and
falsehood.
that'll be it. Otherwise,
Such an innocent
I'll go back to
soul.
save and that's it.
You must taste sublime. Oh, I'm so glad I turned that wolf pup Carl against you.
Right, now I remember. I think this is a boss fight against Luger.
Can't move.
Have a nice night. Enjoy your sleep.
I think you'll be my midnight snack. Shall I finish you off? Just like your friend Carl. Ha! Finish you off in one gulp.
Stop it!
Woogity woogity.
Have you no manners? Can
Nope.
you not see you're interrupting my meal?
Ah! You! You are the weirdo who stole Heath away! Where is he? Where did you send him? Give him back right now, you meanie!
Bit!
Ah! Where did this pipsqueak come from?
Wow.
Oh, wait. You were that twerp hanging around that fellow from Wendell. He's fine, dear.
Huh? Then where is he?
Well, by fine, I mean we've poisoned him with dark energy. Now he works for my master, Masked Mage, as the evil priest tainted soul. I just knew he had potential. Now Tainted Soul is second only to me in power at my master's court, Mirage Palace.
Sure, just leak your entire plan.
No! That can't be Twaiauws! Not Heath! No!
Ah, I don't have time for crying babies. You can join the princeling in my belly.
Wait! I'll take care of them.
Yep.
I thought I saw
Looter.
that half-beast-man traitor Kevin in the forest. I am not letting him get away from me!
Lovely! Be my guest.
Ah!
It was.
Luger! Such an honorable beast man! Why help the villains? King's orders are more important? Can't be.
You are worth my breath or time. Not a weak, half-human traitor to his brethren like you.
That was
I'm on the job.
really bad.
Lose! Not again! On it!
This ought to help.
Stop. And this is up to Ariel.
Ariel.
Yeah, this guy has quite a bit of beef on him. Come on, do your Suzaku Ariel. He just hates Kevin!
Stay focused.
Eternal Rage! Nope. Oh boy. And Moon Saber, so he's gonna be able to move.
Not like this! I will not fall!
This ought to help.
You think this is
Now.
funny?
Yes, I think it's fucking hilarious.
Allow me!
Look at you, trying to survive off of everyone else's HP.
Allow me!
If they're at 1 HP, there's nothing to survive off of. He's got some movement on him.
I'm on the job.
Great.
Is this it?
One, two, three. Actually, what's the sabers of your gods? Will one of them be useful? That was some weird lag. Okay, fire didn't do much. Ice is no. Ow. Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen. I could definitely do it, just... I'll probably leave it for next week, honestly. To be honest, I'm fairly glad I've made this much progress in a single day. Definitely more than yesterday, or than last week, sorry. But then again, considering what was last week... Ugh. Just... The fucking wall boss. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. Worst boss in the Mana series. He gets the bandaged cup. That bad. But yeah. While I'm doing outro steps, I'll do a bit of fighting. To those who drop by, thank you so much. I really do appreciate the support I get with all of these streams I've been doing. Tune in next week, Saturdays, from 9 AM Eastern to noon, for random games. Usually I'm playing whenever I feel like it. I do take suggestions every so often, just for variety. Bear in mind, though, if it's a free title, I do a lot of extra research. Hell, even if it's a paid title, I do. So, be careful about what you recommend, if anything. Otherwise, tune in Sundays, 6 PM Eastern Standard, 10, for dedicated game clearing. Currently, Trials of Mana, no feature. If you miss any of these streams and want to catch up, don't worry. They stay up on Twitch for a couple weeks, then get ported off to a YouTube channel, Sage Blade.
Need healing soon.
You can also find, more often than not, weekly videos that go up there as well as part of a Sage After series. Essentially, after coverage for the Sonic and Amateur Games Expo of the entire year. Currently, 2021, so, yeah. Anything I draw or write ends up going up to a DeviantArt page. There may be an exception to that in the future, but that'll most likely be dedicated, longer stories that are just like, hey, I did this, feel free to toss me some money to support.
One down. Good training.
Let's see. Feel free to contact me if you just want to chat or otherwise have something to recommend or what have you. Hell, I'm willing to just give an ear for general advice or what have you. Though, mind you, I'm not a counselor, so... I could do what I can on that, but no guarantees. Please, visit a proper counselor. Not an ex-psych student. Usually you can find me via Twitter or Discord, via Sage of Magi. Various Discord places I'm on include, but aren't limited to, SFGHQ, as well as the Discords for a couple different indie games that are going to release at some point. Specifically Shieldcat and also Havocbox, as well as that of a couple other streamers. As a final item to mention, for things to plug, I'm working on a card game. If you want to help with, like, giving advice or balancing advice or what have you, or just want to try it out or look at the artwork that I've been pouring my heart, soul, and time into, it's a free mod for Tabletop Simulator. It goes by the name Project Remem or Reken's Memoria. Think of it like Yu-Gi-Oh! The roguelike. Similar mechanics, too, though there are differences in places, so bear that in mind. There should be an update for it coming up later this month, due to a whole bunch of issues delaying that effort. My apologies. But otherwise, I think that's about it for today. I'm gonna return to my void, work on things. So, have a nice night. Stay safe. Get some good sleep. Eat some good food. And above all, be a decent person. Talaga. Tolaki na.